crisp. Listen, I feel a lot better about the way that we approached the game and played today than I did after the Howard game. I thought we had got a little complacent after we played well against Georgia Tech. This group's such a good group of guys that are they want to be about the right stuff, that it wasn't like they were, didn't want to practice or anything, but I think they kind of felt like we got it now. We're good. And I think that's the kind of attitude in basketball, that when you get that attitude, you're not going to be any good. And we learned that lesson. I hope we learned that lesson in D.C. last week. So I wanted us to really respond. It probably felt like a loss around here this week after we got back from D.C. because to me, if you missed an opportunity to learn, like most people, most teams, it's very normal to not adjust and learn until you lose. But really good teams and good organizations can still find a way to win, but learn from it and grow from it. And that was the approach. And I thought we carried that over into this game, and I thought our approach was much better. I thought our play was good at times tonight. So I'm pleased overall with that. There's a lot of stuff that we got to clean up defensively, like a lot of little breakdowns and principles, stuff that's just not okay. But the effort and attitude to try to do it was there for the most part tonight. I like that there's 23 assists. I don't like the 10 turnovers, and I felt like a couple of them were just really careless. I can live with the aggressive turnovers, but we had a couple careless ones. I thought Aziz, Odie, and Vic up front were pretty dang good tonight, and we're able to kind of utilize our size in a positive way, which is going to be important when you're trying to play big. You look at the rebounding numbers, and now the kid Kelman for them was phenomenal, and at times looked like he was the best big on the court. I like all three of mine that can play right now. And so, we got to do a better job there. But I thought our front court, for the most part, other than dealing with Kelman, was good at times. And then I thought C.J. Frederick was really good tonight, guys. I've been challenging him to be more aggressive, not pass up shots. It is important for our team that he's aggressive. Our team needs him to be aggressive, and I thought he was pretty dang good there tonight. So I could talk about others. It wasn't Dan's night. But you look down and he gets 12 rebounds. That's pretty dang good there. But I didn't think it was his best game. He had a couple careless turnovers. He passed up shots that he should have taken. He took a couple maybe he shouldn't. And so it wasn't his night. He's had a great week of practice, but you look down, he's got 12 rebounds. That's pretty neat to find ways to impact it even when it's not going your way. And then Day-Day and Jizzle continue to improve. And, I didn't think Day-Day had his best week at Howard, and it was good to see him kind of have some good moments and bounce back tonight.
4 guys with at least 4 assists. Vic leads the way with 6. Is that just this thing starting to look like how you want it to look, where it felt like the ball popped pretty well today?
Yeah, we moved the ball well. 23 assists. Sometimes you can move the ball well and the assist numbers don't show it because you don't make shots. But we moved it well tonight and we were able to make some shots. So I thought the ball popped. I don't know. I don't look at it maybe the way you do. We've been encouraging ball movement. It's got to be a strength of this team. We did some nice things there tonight. It's not where it needs to be yet. We're, again, a little too careless, and it can continue to get better. But there was some good moments with ball movement for sure.
Big rebounding performance team-wise. There's probably going to be very few games that Aziz only gets 1 rebound. But obviously he's doing a lot of other things out there.
Yeah, I think as exciting as it was to get him into the games and into the lineup, I think we got to remember, he didn't just miss the first 5 games. That there were 4 games of the year. Was it 4 or 5? I can't. He didn't just miss the first 4 games. He missed the 2 outside competitions in the preseason. As much as we were trying, and we're still doing this with Jamil, trying to make sure that they're ready for games. You can only do so much to get somebody ready when they can't play, and they're not a part of your preparation the same way because they can't play. It's going to take him some time to get where we need him to get, and it's going to take our team some time to adjust to putting him into our team, figuring out rotations and, the right stuff to run when certain rotations or groups are in the game, and how our defense works. It's almost like you're starting over, from the preseason again when you add a player like him. And so it's going to take a little time. And I think to try to look too far into how good or bad he's playing right now would be unfair. I think let's look at where he is in the middle of January, and we'll have it figured out by then.
You guys have had 3 straight full 40-minute performances, at least to some here at home, and then you got one out at Howard. Has there been something that's flipped or switched to kind of lead to that after you struggled early in the season to get the full 40 minutes?
Oh, I don't think we're playing 40 minutes. I mean, gosh, I hope they don't think we're playing 40 minutes. I actually think Florida Gulf Coast has some real talent. Like I think they got a heck of a coach, guys. I've watched him. I watched Coach Chambers coach for years. He's had a ton of success. I really watched his teams at Penn State, and they do great stuff. They did great stuff there. Like, that's a really good team that'll win a bunch of games in their league. They're just in that scheduling gauntlet right now that sometimes you go through in mid-major basketball. But I'm saying that because obviously we win a game by this kind of a margin. We had to play well because I have respect for their team. But I mean, they shoot 50-something% in the second half. 50-something from 3. I haven't even looked at it yet, but it ain't good. They had their way in transition a couple times with some threes. 55 really got going. I like the big kid was kicking our butt, so I didn't think we put it together at all for 40, but we're trying to, and we're going to keep working to do that. And if we ever do put it together for 40, we're going to try to keep working to do it again. So we'll never arrive.
You win big today, minus CMOS. Do you assume he'll be okay for Saturday?
Yes, I don't know. He got hit by a car, and I appreciate, I was late to my radio show because I'm in the locker room after practice, and I get a call from Bob Mangino, our trainer, saying CMOS got hit by, like your world stops when you hear that. And so, we literally, our coaching staff ran up to the corner up here by campus, and he was standing up, and he was pretty dang shook. Imagine the windshield was broken on the car. It's not serious. The doctors have said it's not serious, but he's hurting. Like, his body hurts. He tried to practice the last 2 days, couldn't do it. We told him, let us know how you feel today, and he didn't feel any better today. So I don't know is the answer. I don't think that he's out for any significant amount of time, but it's a day-to-day thing or week-to-week thing. I don't really know, but that's a pretty wild deal. Guy gets hit by a car. It's not just the physical, but the mental toll there. So I'm just really glad that it wasn't more serious.
Florida Gulf Coast only shot 3 free throws. The team you play next relies on getting to the line. Where is your team at in terms of not fouling, not giving away free opportunities? Did you feel, obviously only 3 free throws, had to feel good about it today?
Yeah, I haven't had a chance to watch Xavier yet. I've obviously seen some games here and there, but I haven't had a chance to dive into the scouting report. They're asking about it on the radio. I was giving Mo a hard time. We just finished the game. I haven't finished media yet. I have not focused on the Xavier game. So
I'll give you the scouting report. You're going to Centos. They're going to shoot a lot of free throws.
So, as I told the guys in the locker room, it's really neat. The crosstown shootout's really neat. I've been fortunate to experience it for 2 years. The week you can feel it in this community. The community gets into the game. It builds up all week. It's really cool. We got to make sure that we just keep getting better every day and that we don't get complacent. And when Saturday gets here, that'll be a great opportunity for our team. As far as defending, we're trying to defend aggressively without fouling and have good defensive discipline around the basket. That was a major emphasis against this Florida Gulf Coast team. They had a couple guys that can really shoot the ball, so we knew we'd be getting them off the line. And then all of their big guys really try to get angles around the basket. So it was a big emphasis to try to stay down and not foul. And you look at the numbers tonight, and it looks like we did a decent job of that. We also made them make a bunch of, I thought, 5 to 10 footers over the top, which, they made more than I wanted them to. But I think that was a goal in tonight's game. So I haven't had a chance to dive into Xavier's team yet and how we're going to defend them, but that is important pretty much every night we play, to play aggressive defense without fouling.
I think there was 55 fouls Friday night at that place.
At their last game.
Yeah.
Well, we'll get through grading this one, and we'll start preparing for the next one.
Looks like we saw a few possessions of zone. Is that something that's just added to the mix now that Aziz is in the fold, or is it kind of matchup specific?
We always have a zone in. You know, like I would imagine every team in the country has a zone in. My assistants give me a hard time. We work on it in the preseason that I'll never play it. So part of it, I just wanted to prove to them I'll damn play it. I'm not afraid to play it because they think I hate zone, and I don't hate zone. I really don't. What I hate is losing. So whatever we got to do to find a way to win, we'll do. And I just I really believe in like a man-to-man, mentality and approach, and that's how you teach how to play defense. But we have curveballs defensively that we work on all the time. We just haven't felt like there's been a lot of reasons to throw them out there in the first part of the season. But yeah, we have some zones and we have some other things we can do defensively. We just haven't done a lot to date. But I imagine with what's ahead of us on our schedule, we're going to have to do some different things defensively for sure.
Career high 6 assists for Vic tonight. Has that part of his game really blossomed that you're seeing in practice just over the last kind of 3 months as he's developed? And what does that give you guys when he can find that outlet on the other side of the court for an open corner three, and just being able to get a third or fourth kind of playmaker on the floor at all times?
His line was terrific, right? I thought he was great. And I thought defensively he was really good guarding the 4 position a lot tonight, which is going to be a key to our team, that him and Odie can guard both positions in the front court, which Odie's done that consistently. Vic is done that at times, but not consistently, and he worked pretty hard the last 2 days in practice, and I thought he had some good defensive possessions, but his ability to make the right decision with the ball, I think, is what you're talking about. He's always had a really natural feel for where the ball should go and how offense should work. I think the fundamentals of how to deliver it have been the thing he's had to improve. He's worked really hard on that the last 2 years, and it's kind of continually gotten better. It's not kind of like an aha thing, but he's always kind of known that guy's open. He knows when the ball's supposed to get there. He has good feel offensively and timing. Sometimes his fundamentals kept him from delivering the pass. Now he's starting to get a little more fundamentally sound.
One more.
You guys beat Georgia Tech by 35, and then Georgia Tech goes and beats Duke. Does that show you what you guys can be, or is that just kind of showing how much parity there is in college basketball as a whole?
Yeah, you can't play that game, right? I mean, gosh, you start playing that game in college basketball this time, you go crazy. I just think it just shows you that the two things. There's a ton of parity. You got the transfer portal and so many older players, and coaching is great everywhere. It's hard to get a Division I job, so the guys that have usually know what the heck they're doing. And then the other thing is the way the game is played now with the three-point shot. Not just that we have the three-point shot, but the emphasis on it and all the analytics. It's such an equalizer. So you're going to see, I've said this to our staff for years, you're going to see crazy swings over the course of a college basketball season now that you would never have seen 15 years ago because of all those factors combined. But style of play really has changed that. And, so listen, I mean, with Georgia Tech, we played really well. They didn't shoot it well. We shot the eyes out of it, so you're going to see some lot now. They have a good team with good players, and Damon's really good. And so you're not surprised to see them step up and win a big game. It's going to be like that all throughout college basketball.
All right, thanks, Coach.
Yeah.